and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the 32nd Annual Race Relations Institute at Fisk University, an assessment. And we have with us to give an assessment of this Annual Race Relations Institute, Dr. RWinbush. Dr. Winbush is the director of the Race Relations Institute at Fisk University. And Dr. Winbush, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Winbush, in looking back over the information that we have with this show, we noticed that we've had you on a number of occasions, and you've given us, each time you've come to us, you've given us what we consider to be excellent information, everything from endangered African-American males to the Race Relations Institute itself. And that's what we'd like to do today. We'd like to get as much information from you as you would care to give about the Annual Race Relations Institute at Fisk University. But before we get into that, let's talk about RWinbush and have you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in terms of leading you to where we are today, and then we'll talk about the Institute itself.
Well, I guess I'm a transplanted northerner from Cleveland, Ohio, went to school in the South at Oakwood College in Huntsville, Alabama, and did my master's and PhD in psychology at the University of Chicago, returned south here back in the 70s, I guess, to, and have been here ever since for 25 years, teaching and doing research. Back in just a few years ago, Dr. Ponder, the former president of Fisk, asked me to head the historic Race Relations Institute at Fisk. I was very honored by that and did so. I might add, that actually the institutes are not annual. They occur periodically, and we've had two in a row, obviously. Back in the 1940s, they had like 6 of them between 44 and 50. So we're proud that they're back online again. We plan on keeping it as an institution at Fisk University.
Dr. Winbush, the last time you were with us, you talked about the upcoming Race Relations Institute and the Kellogg Foundation grant, and quite a bit of information that was very, very informative and important in terms of giving us an opportunity to see the Institute in operation as it was conducted. But let's talk about the Institute itself, about the establishment of it and how it came about so that people can really understand the impact of what is happening with that institute today.
Well, it's ironic, we're taping this on the birthday of the founder, Charles S. Johnson. Had he lived today, he would have been, I guess, 101 years old. And he was the first black president of Fisk University. And back in 1942, on a trip from China and Japan, he saw the rising fascism in Europe and in Asia, and said, we need to start talking about race in America. Now keep in mind, this was 1942, and he said that in 1944, the first summer institutes were held at Fisk University, and he just literally invited people from all over the world, from various walks of life, government people, educators, policymakers, clergy, and variety, to talk about race and the plot strategy for dealing with some of the immediate problems that was facing this country at that time. The two things that he really had as initial goals was to desegregate the armed forces of the United States and to desegregate the public school system of the United States.
And of course, both of these became reality.
They did. We have been able to discover in the archives, people like Thurgood Marshall came to the Institute, met up with Kenneth Clark, Martin Luther King was there, Hubert Humphrey was there. I mean, it was like a who's who. And they met and networked and plotted strategy for how the desegregation of schools were occurring. Ironically, this is the 50th anniversary of the desegregation of the armed forces, something that we now take for granted. But in Dr. Johnson's days, in the early days of the Institute, the military forces of the United States were totally separated.
As was segregation in education.